during these uncertain times, there's a thing called grit, sort of like grit your teeth. You may call it resilience. And what we're finding is it's a critical factor for emotional well-being, and resilient people tend to engage in certain behaviors that allow them to reset or pivot whenever they need. Their ability to perform well despite stressful situations is admirable. So while there are variations among resilient people, over the past 20 years there's been a lot of clinical experience, also research, and there have been a few things noticed, a number of things that resilient people do well. So I've identified 8 of those I think might be helpful. 8 things resilient people do well. Resilient people can see the big picture. While they have some vision, sort of a focus for details, they can also see the larger landscape. And this vision prevents them from over-focusing on something more granular. Their actions reflect a panoramic vision and some appreciation for the little details that are making things happen. So resilient people also remain open. They know staying open to new ideas and opportunities fosters growth, and they welcome feedback. Resilient people also know their blind spots. Since they're open to feedback as well as criticism, they're well aware of maybe some weaknesses or what we call blind spots where they could use some help or some learning, and they aren't fearful of those. And instead, they kind of keep them in check so they can adequately prepare for those situations that come up. Resilient people also ask for help. They are well aware they can't solve every problem on their own, and they're willing to seek some guidance from experts. They know that mastering a change or a transition from one thing to another they're not afraid of it, and they do ask for help when they see they need it. Resilient people also enjoy spending time alone. They're not afraid of getting to know themselves, and part of them relishes understanding themselves better and spending some time alone. And they enjoy learning, maybe reading a book, watching a movie, taking a walk, and they don't need a lot of distraction from others in that scenario. Resilient people also value and build relationships. Resilient people value other people, and they see people first, and then they understand maybe hierarchy or power or bosses or whatever, but they don't let a person's title determine their level of communication with them. Resilient people know relationships take time and take effort, and they're willing to engage in that. So here's another. Resilient people develop multiple plans, sort of plans for a backup, you might say, contingency, you might call it. Resilient people understand that there are variables that can impact what they want to do, so they develop maybe some contingency, plan A, plan B, plan C, and they'll often have more than one plan in place. This allows them to shift, pivot, like we're all doing now, and still get pretty good results. And finally, resilient people take care. They practice this thing called self-care. They know they're not immune to challenges and setbacks, so they make efforts every day to take care of themselves, physical, emotional. It's a priority. This may mean going to bed at a certain time, or avoiding certain foods, or making their bed when they get up in the morning, or having a meditation or yoga or a jog or whatever it might be for you. Self-care practices are integrated in the routine of resilient people. So I hope these ideas help you a little bit, and stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.